Alright, hi everybody, we're back. So, now another milestone that we had, or that I had set up for the fundraiser this year, is for International Food Tasting Tests. Excuse me, I'm already burpy. Oh boy. Last year we did this too, and we had lots of different countries, and like snacks and things, and we made a meal out of it. And we're doing the same thing this year. So, the countries that I have on my plate right now, which I'll show you in a moment, I've got Greece, I've got Mexico, China, Japan, and Thai. So we've got like different snacks and things here on the plate. And for Thai, we actually have like a really cute layer cake that you can get in a box. Literally in a little box, so we'll try that out. So I went to local restaurants near my city and like the neighborhoods and got to have these foods here. So I'm going to show everybody here my plates. There it is. Kind of hard to see everything, but I'll kind of point it out. And this here is a little burrito. It looks kind of strange because it was one of the first things I ordered when we went on our rounds this morning. Or well, I guess not this morning, this afternoon. It's my day off, guys. I don't know time. So this is a regular chicken burrito. Here we have ginger beef from a Chinese restaurant here in my city. Then we've got this beef ramen here, so from Edo, which is a Japanese restaurant. And then we've got a spanaco pizza, which is a spinach and feta pie from Opa, which is a Greek restaurant. And then, of course, we have my little cake here from Thai Express, a Thai-oriented restaurant here. So, we're going to dive into all of this, and I'll let you know how it tastes. But to do this, I'm going to be very respectful of those of you that have misophonia, or you really don't like the noises of people eating and chewing on stream. So I will be muting between each bite. But yeah, hopefully you guys are inspired and get some kind of cuisine tonight for yourselves, whether it be Greek, Mexican, Chinese, Japanese, or even Thai. So let's dig in. I'm gonna start with the beef ramen. Goodness, if I had like the ability to shred beef like this, like have it shredded or do it like this, like shredded beef like this, I would make this myself. It's really, really savory and good. And what's nice about Edo is that they have different kinds of sauces that you can have, like teriyaki sauce, and they have a couple others that I don't remember what they are, but I know that they're really spicy, so I don't like them as much. So this is a teriyaki sauce, beef, and noodles, and it's really, really good. And what's nice is you can get different veggies on it, so I stuck with like a very basic kids kind of veggies, like carrots, broccoli only, and some lettuce. But you can get mushrooms and other things that you like too. So Edo from Canada up here is where you can get this Japanese beef ramen. I'm going to take one more bite before we move on because it's actually really good and I am hungry. So remember, this is a milestone, and if you are inspired for some Japanese food tonight, and I really recommend some ramen or some udon soup as well. That's really delicious too. Oops, okay. It's hard, my camera is, or my computer is tilted, so I'm like, I can't see what buttons I'm clicking here and there. So that was the beef ramen that I got from Edo, Japan. Now we're going to move on to the ginger beef, because we'll stick to the these countries here a little bit, we have ginger beef all the time. Like there's lots of Chinese restaurants around the world that sell and offer ginger beef. It's really yummy. I love ginger beef. But I've never had ginger beef from the wok restaurant that we have nearby. So this will be my first time having their version of ginger beef. So let's give it a try. So that is actually really good, and it's interesting because some places ginger beef can be really like sweet and savory, other places can be a little bit of a spice to it, a kick to it. This here is actually a good blend of both, so there's a little bit of an after kick to it, but otherwise it's quite sweet and actually really easy to chew. I find that most Chinese food, at least up here where I'm at, can be quite crunchy and really hard to chew. But this isn't. It's actually quite nice. I'm going to take one more bite here. I don't recommend eating Chinese food with a plastic fork. I wish I had chopsticks, but I don't. And I'm going to take one more bite here because this is actually surprisingly good. It's a nice blend of flavors compared to other ginger beef I've had at other places. So, cheers! Oh my goodness, that is really good actually. Oh, I love this. I love doing like different kinds of cuisines and foods like this every once in a while because, well, having a burger and fries or even a poutine for myself is really good. Like, it's nice to switch it up every now and then. So we've had Japan here with the beef ramen that you guys can see. Then we have the ginger beef from a Chinese restaurant nearby. And now we're moving on to the burrito. So for this, I'm going to just crack it open here. It's going to be a huge mess, but that's what we signed up for. Alright, so here we go. We got a good... Oh, it's already messy. So you can see here we have grilled chicken, lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, and sour cream. So let's see how this goes. We'll give it a bite. I have sauce all over my fingers, so bear with me. So here we go. Ole Mexico. So most burritos that I have usually have a bit more of a kick to it. So for this restaurant that I went to, I think it's called Taco Time. I don't remember where I got it from, to be honest. I think it's Taco Time or Taco something. It tastes really good. Like, there is flavor and it's quite savory and there's flavor to it. But not enough of a spice to me. I think we're missing like some salsa or hot sauce or something that would make this like pop even more. But man, you can't beat a good burrito. It is really good. So I'm going to quickly finish this off. Remember guys, we are doing this for ExtraLife, so hopefully you find this somewhat interesting and kind of unique that we have all these different kinds of foods, and my mouth is definitely, there's a party in my mouth guys, because all these flavors are very different from each other, and it will be even especially different when we get to the pie, so my goodness. Oh, food is delicious. This is my last like really big treat night myself. before moving because expenses now, right? So I'm gonna have to look up how to make some of this like homemade and maybe do a video for that for you guys. Who knows? Alrighty, so boom. Man, very different flavors. Teriyaki, ginger, nice like Mexi taco seasoning flavor. Now we're moving on to this big boy. The Spanico pizza is what it's called. If you don't know what a Spanico pizza is, it's basically like a baked spinach and feta pie, basically. And as you can see here, kind of. Oh, my fingers are gonna be so dirty after this. This is made into a spiral. And this is like one of the most common forms it comes in. Sometimes it comes in like a wrapped form, kind of like in the burrito, like kind of like as a wrap like this. But this is the most common and traditional form it comes in. So I'm really happy I was able to get one like this and an actual spiral form. So I'm gonna just break this open. I think it's tougher than I am. Here we go. I'm gonna try to open up the pastry here so you can see it. Okay, so there you go. You can see the spinach in there, the green inside, and on the top here is like a Parmesan cheese that was sprinkled on top. So we'll give this a bite. It's been a while since I've had a spinach and feta pie like this. I'm really excited to dive into something like this again. I love Greek food. I love tzatziki sauce and all the... Oh, Greek food's so good. So, cheers to having a Spanico pizza. By the way, if you see me like rubbing my hand down here, it's because I have a napkin on my leg, so that's why I'm kind of like brushing things off, but this is really good. Like you can just see the rich green, and usually it has some onion in it, so I actually got a bit of onion flavor into this, which is really, really nice. So it's a very delicious pastry. It's usually made with, I want to say phyllo pastry. So you wrap it up in layers and you make the spiral, and it's a phyllo pastry. It's really, really good. So I'm going to finish this bite off before we move on to dessert. Oh, I'm so excited for dessert. This cake looks amazing. So, cheers, Greece. Thank you so much for the delicious Spanico pizza. Sorry about that. I realized that I didn't have a second fork for the dessert. My mistake there, my bad. But this is really good. And definitely very different flavors. We got teriyaki, the ginger, taco seasoning, really delicious burrito. And then like the mixture of like spinach and cheese, kind of like that. Like the artichoke, spinach, and cheese dips that are always made. That's what it tastes like inside the pastry. It's so good. But we're gonna set this aside. This is what I'll be munching on while we play Stardew here in a bit. And now we're moving on to this cake. So, if I remember this correctly, it is a chocolate. It's a chocolate whipped cream layer cake with some banana in it. So it's really, really good. I'll kind of tilt this up to you. You can see there's like some chocolate flake on top. You can see the whipped cream, how thick that is. Oh, I'm so excited to dive into this. So we're gonna take the fork, go right down on the side here, all the way to the bottom, and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, so there we go. You can kind of see the layers there. We got the whipped cream at the top, the banana cream. You got the thick chocolate layer there, and the cake on the very bottom. I didn't get much cake, to be honest, out of that last bit, but there you go. There's the layers to it. So let's see what this tastes like now. Boop, boop. Look at these layers. You can kind of see it here. Oh, as I drop the whole cake. So there you go. There's the layers there. You got the banana within the cake. There's a little bit of banana actually in the whipped cream itself. And that nice middle chocolate layer gives it a really good balance. This is a very unique cake. It's almost like a carrot cake, but it's more for like banana and like there's something else in there that's given it a really strong flavor that I'm really enjoying. So I'm going to take one more bite. Maybe two. This is actually really, really good. So yeah, it's like a little mini layer cake in a box. So thank you so much, Thai Express. This is really good. I'm going to go back for more. That is so good. When I read the description for this cake, like online, I was like, it seems like just a regular little cake, but no, it's really, really good. Like I didn't expect the banana flavor to be so strong. It's like almost like banana bread of how strong it is. So it's actually really, really good, this little cake here. Wow, so there we go. We had our meal basically we got the Japanese here, the ramen, the beef ramen here. That was really, really good. The ginger beef, the Mexican burrito, that's for me didn't have enough kick to it, but hopefully next time I go back I can ask for more sauce maybe and get it a little more spicier, more caliente. And then the spanakopita pizza, which you can see now the layer, like the green here, the spinach, how like full this pastry actually is. And with the Parmesan on top, perfect. Absolutely perfect. And then a beautiful light little dessert at the end, which was something I really wanted. Was something light, because I realized this is a lot of food. And I just want to point out, This was like a little bit from the containers that I had. It wasn't the whole thing, so I have a lot more food to get through for the evening. But that was the International Food Tasting Test. It was one of the milestones, and I'm really happy I did it. We had like our Asian flair, Mexican flair, Greek, and then we had Thai as well. So good. I really enjoyed this. Hopefully I can find some recipes for these things online and actually make it homemade for myself, because that would be so good. So guys, remember, we are doing ExtraLife here, so I'm going to quickly go to the BRB screen, and I'll talk to you guys about ExtraLife while getting ready for Stardew. Alright, so ExtraLife. What is this organization? Why am I trying to push to raise $500 for the hospital here in my local city? It's because I did this fundraiser last year and we hit $400, and I was blown away by that. The community, the following, the shares, the support that I had online was phenomenal. And I joined that fundraiser really late. I joined it at the end of October and only fundraised till the end of December. So I figured, well, I was able to do $400 in that short period of time. I'm sure I can do $500 for this year. And I think we're well on track with that. We have hit $300 out of the $500 goal already, and we're not even halfway through the year yet. And this money goes directly to local hospitals, wherever you're fundraising it for. I've joined the local Edmonton team to fundraise, as the Children's Stollery Hospital here in my city, Edmonton, is actually part of ExtraLife. So the money here that I fundraise goes directly to the hospitals and helps with masks, equipment, freeing up different ICU beds and things like that, treatments and all that kind of stuff. It's really important, especially with what's going on right now in the world, the pandemic, COVID-19, how all of that really has changed the world in many different ways. And so these kids deserve the help they get, like the families, everything. They deserve it. It's not their fault there's a pandemic, right? So I'm really passionate about this. I really want to help the kids out so much. And $500 gets them quite a bit, so I'm really happy to have set such a high goal, and I hope you guys will continue to help supporting me with ExtraLife. So make sure you check out the links. They're in chat. You can do ! ExtraLife as well. And every dollar counts. You can actually donate just $1 even. So that $1 will help so much. So please share the links around. They'll be posted on social media all throughout the rest of the year. I'm hoping to do more Milestone stream events and YouTube videos and things like that. As we continue to fundraise, I do have a new $400 milestone, and that is if we hit $400. It's no secret, I'm not good at baking, so I want to learn to bake proper cookies, and then we will decorate them on stream with the ExtraLife designs and colors. So the blues, the whites, as you can see on your screen right now, the little controller with angel wings, the game pieces, the dice, and we'll have fun with that. So if you can donate and help us get to that $400, we'll have a nice cookie decorating stream, which will be a lot of fun.